Hello there, I'm Kenobi,
And I'm Jeff.
and welcome to another episode of You Underestimate My Podcast.
This episode, we'll be talking about Rings of Power, Episode 3. And after that, originally we were going to talk about What If, Season 2. But we decided to talk about all the new trailers that came out on Disney Plus Day and D23.
Yes.
So, what did you think of this episode of Rings of Power?
This episode of Rings of Power, I thought, was... I really liked it because we got to see the conflict between elves and humans.
Yeah.
Which was really cool to see. And see how different, beings don't like each other.
Yeah. So that was your favorite part of it?
Yeah, I think so. And I like how I don't understand how the Harfoots, they use, the tall grass to, migrate, and they wear the weird hats to, blend in. I don't understand why they were so scared.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think my favorite part was, like you said, the conflict between the elves and the humans. I thought it was great to see Numenor because it's like this legendary place in Tolkien's writing, but we've never actually got to see it on screen. So I thought it was great to see it. Yeah, and let's see.
I also like the fight with the tree, around the tree, the big.
Yeah.
And I like to see how the different people care about that tree.
Yeah, because the elves, the Sindarin elves, which are the ones that Arondir and Legolas are.
Yeah.
They care about trees a lot, and so that's why they didn't want to cut it down. I thought it was going to be an Ent, but I guess it wasn't. I mean, maybe it will be an Ent in the next episode, and maybe it will save him from Adar and everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing Arondir did with the chain, where he, jumped and he hit the orc with the chain.
That was an amazing scene.
That was awesome. And then the shot of him, with the axe, when he's about to chop down, the cover thing. That was an awesome shot.
The shots in this episode were absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
I don't know how you would do those camera shots.
Yeah.
I hope they come out with the back, behind the scenes.
Yeah, that would be cool. And then I think all of or at least most of the main characters got introduced now, so episode 4, I think, is when it really gets started, because we have all the characters introduced, and, we get to meet Adar. Well, we get to see his face. Also, so, Adar in Elvish means father.
Yeah.
So, the orcs, call him father. So, I think he's he created the orcs or something, or he's he's their leader, obviously, but...
Who did? Is there
Adar, the guy at the end of the episode, who they never showed his face, it was all blurry.
Oh.
But he's not an orc. He's an elf. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But we're gonna see more of him next episode, I think. Because... I
really hope we do.
Yeah. Because... in the trailers, they have... him... marching in front of a ton of orcs. I think they're attacking the tower that Arondir was working at, but I'm not sure because I think they might have already attacked that tower because they caught the elves that were watching from there. So yeah. Is it just me, or does something seem kind of suspicious about Halbrand?
Wait, who's that again?
Halbrand, he's the king.
Yeah, something's up with him.
The king of the Southlands.
Yeah, something's fishy about him.
He might be the Witch King. That's my theory. He could be the Witch King. It would make sense because the Nazgul were kings that got corrupted, and he's a king. And I don't know, something just seems off about him.
Something's definitely off.
And did you see him fight in that one scene where he stole the little badge from the person? Did you see him fight those people? He's a beast.
He was trained. There's no way he's not trained.
Yeah. Yeah, jeez, that was brutal.
Yeah.
And then he's also a good thief.
Really good one.
When he hugged Elendil, then he stole the knife. He stole Galadriel's knife back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in the part after the stranger lights the little paper on fire, and he's trying to figure out how to put it out, and then he, falls over or something. Yeah. And then, once he is revealed to everyone, Sadok is, someone, I think it was either Largo or Nori, said no one has fell from the stars before or something. Yeah. And then Sadok Burrows, the chief guy, said that people, someone has been turned into stars, but they haven't fell from the stars. And when he said that, he was referencing Elrond's dad, who turned into a star. Like a literal star in the sky.
What?
Yeah. I don't really understand it either, but...
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? We have to talk about Rings of Power?
I don't think so. Well, first, so at the end of the episode, not at the very end, but at the scene before the last scene, where Queen Regent Miriel is up in the tower, then she says the elf is here, father, or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think she was talking to a Palantir.
What's a Palantir?
Remember those orb things? That orb that Gandalf covered with his hat in Fellowship of the Ring, and that Saruman was fighting him over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was that orb thing, where you can see stuff through it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she was talking to one of them, and maybe I don't know, maybe she's working with Adar, and she's talking to Adar through the Palantir, because Adar's name does mean father, or maybe she's just talking to her dad. I don't know. But in one of the trailers, we see her take a cloth off a Palantir and show it to Galadriel. So we know that she has a Palantir, so I think that's what she's talking to.
That's probably what she's talking to, because
yeah.
But yeah, I think that's probably it.
So, moving on to the trailers that we got at D23. So we got a trailer of The Mandalorian Season 3, which looks
amazing.
Super exciting. It looks like it's gonna be a war between the Children of the Watch, who are the cult that Din Djarin is with, and then Clan Kryze or Kryze, or however you pronounce that. So I think it's gonna be Din Djarin versus Bo-Katan.
For the Darksaber?
Yeah. And then we see Babu Frick in it, who's from The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
That tiny guy who fixes. Oh no, he doesn't fix C-3PO. He mind wipes C-3PO.
For him to speak,
the Sith. Yeah. And then we see Greef Karga again.
Those robes look amazing.
Yeah, last time we saw him, he was the magistrate of a town in Navarro, but I think he's higher now. I think he's like a president or a king or some, like, I don't know, something much more fancy and more important. And then, so yeah, we see him in it, and that excited me because, I don't know, he was always my favorite character in The Mandalorian.
I think Carl Weathers does a great job of playing him.
Yeah, all those actors in it are great. And then we also see Dr. Pershing. Dr. Pershing is going to be in it. And he's wearing that coat. He looked so cool in that long coat.
There's also a theory that Greef Karga not Greef Karga. Moff Gideon is going to get out of jail. Everybody knows this, and that's how they get out of the jail. They're going to sneak him out. I think this is what happens. They're going to sneak him out of jail, and there's also rumored that he's getting a sick Mandalorian helmet.
Whoa, wait. Moff Gideon is going to get a Mandalorian helmet?
Yeah.
Jeez. Maybe he'll come into the battle between Din Djarin and Bo-Katan somewhere in the season.
That would be a great duel.
Yeah. Like all three of them fighting at once.
I wonder if Din got better with the Darksaber.
Yeah. And we're also gonna see Paz Vizsla. He was in the trailer. The guy, I think he might side with Bo-Katan, because he was really upset because he thought the Darksaber should be his, and so that's why he was fighting Din for it.
Yeah, it was cool, but it kind of showed how heavy the Darksaber is if you're fighting against it. Yeah. I think that's a really cool part of the Darksaber, the lore behind it. Because if you just any other lightsaber, you just pick it up and it's your weapon. But this saber has been passed down through many generations. And now it's Din's, and I wonder how he is going to refuse to rule Mandalore, or maybe he is going to rule Mandalore.
Oh, geez, that would be cool.
To roll Mandalore.
Yeah. Except I don't think he would want to.
Yeah, because he was going to give the Darksaber to Bo-Katan.
Yeah. So, are we moving on to our next trailer now?
Yep. Which is Secret Invasions, right?
Yes, Secret Invasion, which is, I'm pretty sure it's a series, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, coming to Disney Plus when?
It said 2023 in the trailer.
Yeah. But it looks very exciting.
It looks on the darker side of MCU.
Yes. It was cool. It was cool to see Nick Fury again, and he didn't have his eye patch, but not only is Nick Fury gonna be in it, Maria Hill from the Avengers is gonna be in it, who's like Fury's lieutenant or something.
Yeah.
And then so is Everett Ross, who is played by Martin Freeman. He was in Black Panther. He was the CIA agent. He's gonna be in it too.
That's cool.
And so is Talos from Captain Marvel.
Yeah, well, he's a Skrull. When I thought of Secret Invasions, I thought of Talos.
Yeah. And then War Machine, Rhodey is gonna be in it.
I did not expect him to be in it.
Yeah.
I would have more expected Captain Marvel.
Yeah. But he's going to be in it. And then he has his own show, Armor Wars, coming out. No idea when it's coming out, but
it's coming out 2024.
Yeah, so there's that, and then that it looked really exciting. So I guess the story of it is Nick Fury comes down back to Earth because I guess he was not on Earth.
Yeah.
For a long time, and to stop a secret Skrull invasion that's happening. For anyone that doesn't know, the Skrulls are the shape-shifting aliens that we see in Captain Marvel. And so he's probably there to he is there to stop that, and then because apparently these Skrulls have lived on Earth for a really long time, and then he just learned about it, and they're about to, like, attack or something. So I guess he teams up with, Talos and Maria Hill, and I hope Everett Ross, and Rhodey. That'd be really cool.
In the trailer, I heard, Nick say, they want something.
Yeah.
I really wonder what they want, because, well, it doesn't have a lot of stuff to offer.
Yeah. Well, one thing is, I don't know if this is, related at all, but he says they want something, and then someone asks what they want, and then they just show a shot of Nick Fury, but with, before he had like a big beard because he was away for a while, but this looks more like Fury from the Avengers. So I think maybe they're trying to take him or something. But then there's this lady holding like a syringe, and then there's this guy tied to a chair, and I think she's gonna inject the thing into him. But I don't know, maybe it's something like that.
It could be, yeah.
Yeah. So should we move on to our next trailer now?
Yes.
And that is
Werewolf by Night.
Werewolf by Night. Werewolf by Night. What were your first thoughts of this?
My first thoughts were dark, scary,
Yeah.
werewolf, night, screaming. A lot of words to describe this trailer.
Yes.
One word, frightening.
Yes. Another word, well, this is 3 words, but black and white. It's because it's gonna be in black and white, like the style of old horror movies. So that they're doing it. It said they're doing it in the style of like 30s horror movies.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool how they're making specials like Star Wars. I mean, I wish the Star Wars specials were either cartoon or live action instead of Lego. I think that would have added more to it. And this one's live action. This one's gonna be absolutely amazing. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, so it's a special, and it's directed and scored by, I hope I pronounce his name right, Michael Giacchino? I think that's how you pronounce his name, but I have no idea. He is a composer who scored a bunch of other stuff, like The Batman and Thor Love and Thunder. Tons of other stuff. So, he directed it, too.
Also scored it?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it is. But, yes, it does look pretty dark and violent and creepy.
Brutal.
Yes. But, I wonder, since this is just a special, I wonder if it's just with a standalone character, because Werewolf by Night is in the comics. Like, he's from the comics, but, I wonder if it's like a standalone character, or if he's gonna be in more. I don't know.
He might. Well, since the MCU is really adding new characters and then putting them into movies and bigger stuff, that if this is not MCU, then it probably won't happen until like 2026 probably.
Yeah.
2025. But if this is MCU, then he's probably going to be in shows and movies in 2023 to 2024, maybe even this year. Probably not though.
And our last trailer to talk about is Tales of the Jedi.
That trailer, stunning.
So I heard that it was gonna be done in a different animation style than the Clone Wars, and it didn't look that different from the trailer. I think the only part that looked different was the character models.
Yeah, like Anakin looked different than Season 7 Clone Wars.
Yeah. And, and then, so, Tales of the Jedi is a series of 6 shorts, following Ahsoka,
Count Dooku,
and Count Dooku.
And Qui-Gon Jinn, right? Or is it just Count Dooku and Ahsoka?
I don't think Qui-Gon was in the trailer, was he?
Yeah, he was in the trailer.
Oh. Well, there was an Inquisitor in it, so I guess
I can't wait for the show. I was like, this show is okay, but after I saw that Inquisitor, I can't wait for it. And after I saw Rex in the trailer,
so I guess it's gonna take place like in different times, because we have like a few shots of baby Ahsoka, and Anakin teaching Ahsoka, and then we have a shot of Ahsoka fighting an Inquisitor. So that has to take place after the Clone Wars instead of like the other taking place before it. And then the Count Dooku ones take place way before the Clone Wars.
Well, not way before, but
well,
before the Clone Wars.
Before he left the Order. But yeah, it looked really exciting.
Yeah, I can't wait for it.
When is it coming out again?
It comes out October 26th. October 26th.
Yes. And then is that all, I think?
I think that is all.
One more thing before we go is at D23 there was a Loki season 2 trailer, but it was behind, like, it was a closed door thing, so only the people there got to see it, so it's not on YouTube or anything. But we know that it was creepy, and that there are gonna be a bunch of new characters.
I like the characters from. Wait, is Sylvie going to be in it still?
I think so.
And will Loki be in it?
Of course, it's Loki. Yeah, it's Loki, not Mobius. Although it would be kind of cool to have a show about Mobius.
That would be cool.
Maybe he starts like a jet ski company or something. I don't know. So I think that's all we have for this week. Before we go, I would like to say, if you could rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever, it would be very helpful. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all. See you next week.
See ya.